girl Tyra Crush, back with another review, and this time it is for Sistas on BET. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much. And I want to get right into this review because it seemed like a whole lot happened, but not enough happened, but a whole lot happened. But what really happened? Okay, so we all started out with you know, the scene with Fatima. Now Sabrina comes rushing into the law firm, and she knows Andy's busy because Andy's got, you know, the deposition or whatever you want to call it, the situation with the ladies in the lawsuit. But Sabrina's got a situation where someone's wanting her to kill her babies. Not in Trump's America. You don't do that in Trump's America. No, but Sabrina's got a situation where Damani and his girlfriend showed up at her job talking about, you need to kill embryos, and we gonna see you in court, this, that, and the other. And, you know, Sabrina like, hold on, he signed paperwork. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because he signed paperwork and he knew this before, and he has no obligation to this baby, and it's my baby, and I don't feel like he should be able to get custody of my babies. And I don't know, it's kind of sketchy around IVF. And girl, you know, he signed a piece of paper that said that he has nothing to do with this sperm after he yeets it into a doggone cup. So what is there to talk about? He can talk and be mad all he wants, but that's his business. First of all, he should have led with IVF money. I know you spent your hard-earned money, Sabrina, on making these embryos, but, you know, here's a good faith gesture. I'm going to give you your money back plus an additional $15,000, you know, because I know it's important to you to have a baby, and I feel like if you've got to go through this process all over again, you should be compensated. He didn't do that, did he? He just came there, you know, demanding that she get rid of these embryos because he no longer wants her to use his embryos for babies. And it's like, boy, get out of my face. And then at this point, you know, for me, I don't even know if I would want to use this little raggedy embryos. Like, who wants some fickle babies? The baby's fitting to be fickle as F-U-C. You know what I'm talking about. They're going to be fickle like their daddy. So what you going to do? I don't know what she going to do. But, you know, so she goes to Fatima. And Fatima's like, you know what? She listens to the story. She's like, yeah. So tell me how did you come about using his sperm? And she was like, well, he works at my company, and he came to interview me, and, you know, after a few days interviewing me or whatever, he offered to let me use his sperm. And, you know, at the time, my boyfriend didn't want to use, you know, he didn't want me to have the baby with him, so, you know, he was a viable option, you know. I was excited, you know. And, you know, he signed paperwork and everything. She said, well, did he ever try to come on to you at all? And she said, on our trip, he did try, but I shut it down. I shut it down. I'm a good guy. Good guy. I'm a good guy. So Sabrina, you know, she let it be known, and, you know, Fatima used that, and she said, you know what, I got this. So she calls and basically calls his bluff in every corner that she could. You know, about him, you know, sexual harassment, about him, you know, harassing her on the job. He can't come up there. She's going to call the job, and she's going to have him fired. And he has, and out, yeah. I don't think, yeah, she did exactly what she knew to do. And Damani, he definitely backed down. His girlfriend was not happy, but he said, you know what, we're not gonna pursue anything. And Fatima was like, yeah, we're gonna get you some paperwork over there so you can sign off again. And he was like, and I'm gonna sign it. And his girlfriend was like, are you kidding me? No, he's not kidding you, girl. You was about to send him through a whole lot of extra. Like, y'all can just march in on that girl's job and demand that she kill her babies. She ain't gotta kill her babies for you. And you just worry about the babies you gonna make with him. Don't worry about the babies that she done already made with him, because they came before you. Well, they came while y'all was on a break or whatever. So, and he wanted her to have them, and he definitely was flirting with her. We seen that part. We didn't even see them on the trip, but just from the stuff that we saw, girl, he was definitely trying to get her. So don't be no fool. And then we see Karen is giving Karen is giving Aaron instructions for Faith, you know, because she's about to leave and go hang out with the girls. Since when does Karen need to give Aaron instructions about Faith? Like, honey, you ain't spent no time with this baby. We still ain't seen you coddle this baby. When are you gonna coddle your baby? When are you gonna really bond with your baby? Like, girl, talking about, yes, if she gets fussy, he knows exactly what to do. He probably told you. So, girl, calm down. Don't nobody believe you. You is not mother of the year. We do not believe that. Is that what you going for? Is that what you want us to believe? Girl, we don't believe that. You is not mother of the year. I just thought that was awful doggone funny, but she notices there and has a bag there, and she wants to know exactly what the bag is about. And it's like, have a seat. I want to talk to you about something. Boy, it's always extra with him, and it don't have to be, but whatever. We'll come back to that. Angie and her mama. Andy's getting ready for her night out with the girls, and she's got her little dress on, and she's posing and whatnot. Her mother comes in. You must have a hot date. Why you worried about it? Why you worried about it, Gertrude? Why you worried about it? Why you worried about it? Didn't you have all the hot dates you wanted when you was my age, Mom? Didn't you? Whether it was with my dad or not. Didn't you have all the hot dates you wanted when you were my age? Don't worry about what I'm going to. Don't worry about that. No, we're not doing that. That's what we're not going to do. And, you know, I found it very convenient when Andy was talking to her mother. Her mother was like, well, I just really want to, you know, I'm getting a tad bit older, you know, and I would like to see you. You know, she basically wants some grandkids. And he's like, they ain't going to happen for a long time if it happens at all. And her mama acted like she was going to pass out. I said, girl, get up. Get up, Fred Sanford. Get up. This the big one. Girl, it is not that serious, but honestly, it is that serious because grandkids are just that, they are that glamorous. Like, you get a chance to get you some grandkids, you definitely done something, and you have experienced the love that, I don't know any other love that is beating that love. The love that I have for my grandkids. I don't know what's beating it. And I had kids. I got my own crouch goblins. You know what I'm saying? But they don't compare. I love them all, like, with my whole heart. But the type of love that I feel with these little ones is something different. It's different. It's different. Maybe I'm just older now and experiencing it versus being, you know, I was almost 30 when I had my youngest child. So I'm almost 50 now, so clock that tape. So I don't know. We just gonna have to see. But Andy's mom almost passed out. I didn't think she was gonna make it to Karen's party. And then we see Maurice, Pam, and Danny. You know, they pretty much talking Danny into investing into the business so that they can have a financier. And I thought they was gonna use Miss Marie, but I guess she ain't the person now. It's Danny. Okay, so Danny's gonna, you know, be the financier, which is right on time because Danny just lost her job. Danny has no jobs. They fired her from the airport, which I felt like was kind of weird. But, you know, that's fine. Fire me. And she can't really say that it was retaliation because they fired a whole lot of other people too. So it's just time to move on, Danny. So her actually investing into the salon may be a good thing if they can find a way to make it profitable. And they have to find a way to make it profitable, so profitable that she actually starts to see a return on her investment early because she's going to have a way to replace her income. So either she's going to have to go back to work somewhere or this is going to have to really pop for her right now. So this all remains to be seen. But they're talking about making it a spa and a hookah lounge. Okay, so we're going to see how that works. I don't know how people going to smoke hookah and be under the hairdryer. I don't know. It just seemed like it would be a whole lot on your lungs. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. And then we see Maurice and Sabrina. And I did not write his name down again, but Paige's brother. And they're basically, you know, prepping for the pre-party. The pre-Karen going out party. I guess everybody's meeting there. And then they're leaving from there to go out to the club. And, you know, Sabrina is getting to know You know, Maurice's date a little bit more, and she tells him, yeah, did he tell you I've been to jail? And I don't mind going back. Girl, yes you do. You was too weak. You was so scared, girl. We remember. Don't be acting like you tough now, girl. You was scared straight. You was already straight. That was the thing. It was like, girl, who you think you fooling? Girl, they had like 2.1 more business days before you was about to just evaporate in that jail. So no, you definitely do mind going back, but you know, play tough to get your point across. That's fine. We see you. And then we see Aaron. He was basically talking about going to Seattle the next night, and she's like, you need to talk to me first. You can't just make these decisions on your own. You can't just do that, Aaron. I'm involved too. You have to tell me too. You have to tell me. We're going with you. We're going with you. You're not going by yourself. Don't you think you're leaving me and my baby? I'm not going to be a single mother. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So, yes, you're going to take us with you. We're just going to be going tomorrow. It's fine. And I'm wondering, are they really going to leave? This is crazy. This is crazy. I thought it was about to be a situation where Aaron was going to leave and then Karen was going to be stuck at the, house with the baby. But now it looks like they're all going to leave. So is she leaving the show? Like, what's really happening with Karen? Does anybody know? This is weird. Because they're just restructuring the whole show. Like, Danny's no longer at the airport, so we won't have any more airport scenes. That's, legacy. But we'll be seeing the salon a lot more, I'm assuming. And then, I don't know, is Maurice going to stay at the bank? I don't know, it's a lot. We're just going to have to see. And then we see Zach and Fatima, and they're, having a little conversation, a little flirty back and forth conversation about, their night and where they're going. And, Zach does mention that he's going to meet up with Rich, and they get to talking about Mr. Keys. I think Mr. Keys is his daddy. I swear, I don't know why, but I feel like that's his father. I feel like he knows he's his father, but he's waiting for the perfect opportunity to tell him. It's either he's waiting for an opportunity to tell him because he just misses the fact that he never had him in his life, or he need an organ or something. Y'all think he need an organ? Ain't no telling with this script. But I feel like that's his father, and I feel like it's a situation where the other guy that Zach thinks is his father was the boyfriend of his mother, but his best friend slept with her and made Zach, and that's why they fell out and they're not friends no more, because they found out that he was really the father or something like that. And this is why his father never really wanted nothing to do with him, because it wasn't his baby. That's what I think. But I've been wrong like 3 times before in my life. It's possible for me to be wrong again. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that's what I think. But anyway, Zach does go out with him, and Mr. Keys is sitting up giving them man advice, and it's cool to hear him giving them man advice or whatever. But again, I wish you would go on and tell this man you his father. I wish you would go on and tell him you his father. He done got him a position at a nice position, because he wants to see him strive and be a mentor to these kids or whatever. And I think that's a beautiful thing. But take on and tell this man you gotta. It just seems like he's way too invested for this to just be his friend's child. You know what I'm saying? It just seems a little too convenient to me. But yeah, I think the man that's supposed to be Zach's father is dude's friend, and they not friends no more because he's really Zach's father. That's what I think. Because we know his mama was a trip anyway. Let's just be honest. And then Fatima did mention that she wanted to have a cookout with everybody over, so maybe that'll be the season finale. Who knows? But they really starting to play up on her being pregnant and whatnot, so that's gonna be interesting to see. And then Karen's going away party. At first Danny wasn't gonna show up, because she got her own little stuff going on, and you know, Karen let her know, let her and everybody else know that they was leaving the next night, so she had to show up. So Danny did show up, and Maurice got her together because she didn't show up dressed like everybody else. She showed up dressed like she was ready to go wrestling. So Maurice got her together and put her on an evening gown. And, you know, she looked nice, you know, going out with the ladies or whatever. But apparently she didn't put on any deodorant. Pew, 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 pew. So she was into the bathroom at some point through the night. And I thought that was kind of funny. But Danny's a trip. Her and Andy going back and forth is a trip. But I thought it was kind of funny how Karen kept telling Andy to fix it with Danny or whatever. But it was just a few minutes ago you needed to fix it with Danny. Like everybody be needing to fix it with Danny. Because Danny keeping it real with y'all and y'all don't be ready for it. For some reason, but we'll just have to see. So last week I didn't review, but we did see Andy got her way at the firm, and they kicked out Dr. Cruz, and they're gonna go ahead and sue him in the hospital for all those ladies that lost their babies because of Dr. Cruz. And we saw that Dr. Vaughn was actually backing up Dr. Cruz. So Andy didn't really want anything to do with him, but he shows up at, you know, at the going away party, and he's like, Andy, why you don't want to talk to me? And she's like, you kind of sure involved, and you're just as bad as he is, and you knew this whole time. That's why you asked him for the list of names and blah 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 blah. And he's like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. And for some reason, I feel like it really ain't like that. But was it a situation where he was being forged? Was it a situation where he wasn't going to get his coat if he didn't? What was the situation with Dr. Vaughn, and why was he helping Dr. Cruz cover up his mishaps with these women? It's crazy to me. We just going to have to wait and see, because she told him to get away from her. And, you know, she goes in the bathroom and she's pretty much having a panic attack. And here comes Sabrina. Oh, my goodness. Are you all right? What's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong? Everything. They're all liars. They're all liars. None of them. Oh my God. They're all liars. They're all liars. And you know, and Sabrina's like, you know, she's like, well, not all bad. Jordan was pretty good. And she said, F him too. And then of course, who comes out? Big Bird. Here comes Penelope. What did you say about my brother? She said what she said. She said what she said, because he turned on her before he wound up, where he is now. So don't come with all of that, Penelope. You know, so that was the cliffhanger or whatever. But, you know, I just feel like the going away party was good. I feel like Karen had some good, hearty conversations with her girls on her way out the door. She's really turning over a mature leaf, but I'm just really skeptical still about this sudden need to go to a different state across the country. Now, again, she's really embracing Fatima, so I can't continue to say that it's all about Zach, but maybe she's still embracing Fatima because she knows how important Fatima was to her survival and the survival of Faith. So who knows? But I think the way she embraces her is genuine, and I'm just anxious to see exactly what's going to happen with this whole Karen going to Seattle storyline, because it just seems odd to me that you would just move across the country unless your contract was up and they had to get rid of your character. We just going to have to wait and see. Well, I'm going to end the review right there. I think I pretty much covered everything that needed to be covered. But if I missed something, I'm sure y'all going to leave it in the comments. And I appreciate y'all for that. But if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much. And if you are not the subscribing type, you know what? You got to the end of this video, and that's more than I can ask of anybody. So thank you. And that is my $5.02. Peace.